because he figures out how to get it done. Please welcome the Vice Chairman from Clark County, Nevada, that's Las Vegas. Welcome, Bunce.
Before I make my comments, I want to recognize my fellow Nevadans. Without their tireless efforts and inspiration, I would not be standing here now. Nevada, please stand and say hello to your fellow patriots. I love you guys. We are all here because we have love for our families, our friends, and our liberties. We have awoken to the sad truth that our liberties are under attack by the tyranny of good intentions. This tyranny is orchestrated by people that believe when they give us a single choice or several decided by a bureaucratic committee, they are freeing us from the burden of making our own decisions. Bastiat wrote centuries ago that good intentions are not enough to justify the pervasive and intrusive acts of government. He labeled such bravery and intrusion as false philanthropy. He, like Dr. Paul, reminded us that the unintended consequences of such intervention can never be justified, and the results are often become far worse than the intended good. I think we all utterly reject that mindset. I want to talk to you about Nevada, a strong libertarian stronghold. Some of you are aware of what happened to us in 2008. Dr. Paul's supporters were so well organized that we basically were on the way to electing 94% of the national delegates in support of Congressman Paul. Before we could complete our elections and certify our delegates, the lights were literally turned out on us. The party leadership snuck out the back door, and the elite and the convention was completely shut down. This was heartbreaking for us, but I have to tell you, that single event gave us the direction and stamina to get to the point that we are at today. Some of you had similar tactics used against you this year in your conventions, either a complete shutdown or some type of lack of process or break of process. I have a crystal ball. I want to tell you what most of you will be in 2 to 4 years' time, and that is in control of your local and state Republican parties. This is something I can almost guarantee if you run from Nevada. I view Nevada as a flagship in the liberty movement. We are working hard to redefine and reshape what the Republican Party looks like when its leadership and its membership are composed of a large percentage of liberty-minded activists. Our recent political victories are the results of years of hard work by people who stayed engaged in the political process. I want to tell you that we did not recognize a couple things that you can learn from. From the start, it always seemed like we had some dragon for us to fight or some cause to take up in liberty. Needless to say, we were exhausted from fighting so many battles and even lost some of our activists early on. Once we realized that these were only distractions, we began to choose our battles more selectively. Our work within the party got much smoother and we made much more progress. We were also very aggressive with our actions. I have to tell you that was a huge mistake. Our initial efforts, we tried to influence people. If you want to influence people, you have to examine your communications. It is probably the most important thing you can do. Generally, people only react to communication with either respect, which is love, or fear. When people react with fear, they shut down, nothing gets in. When you approach communication with a mutual respect for others, the outcome is much different. Even if they don't like the words that you are saying, as Dr. Paul says, they can never unhear them. I cannot stress the importance of this enough. Find the common ground with others or they will never make it to where you want them to be. Listen closely, they basically tell you how to get them into the liberty movement. The most important work you can do is building relationships and affinities with people. Some of the relationships that you will make will be key to the success of our movement in the coming years. In 2010, we welcomed the influx of Tea Party Republicans who were really a shot in the arm of excitement and influence, trying to bring the party closer to where we want it to be. Some of these friendships were vital to the successes that we've experienced recently in Nevada. In 2012, after 4 years of hard knocks in the Nevada Republican Party, myself and others were in the belly of the machine. This was important because we were anxiously awaiting Dr. Congressman Ron Paul to announce his run for president. We were intent on making sure that the 2012 presidential cycle was open, fair, transparent, and completed properly. The Liberty Movement has become so dominant a force across this country because we have selected our battles wisely. We have treated the election process and the voters with respect in our messaging, and we have developed relationships with people in the political process. When the message of liberty wins anywhere, we all win because that knowledge and experience will be used in future races. The Liberty Movement has become so dominant in Nevada that the establishment has just rolled up their tents and started their own little status quo status clubs. We refuse to be distracted by their political drama. It is not our battle we choose to fight. Our battle in Nevada is working locally to promote liberty-minded candidates. And we are planning years ahead to achieve these victories. I am currently the Vice Chairman of the Clark County Republican Party. We have an outstanding team working to reshape the Republican Party from the ground up.
I wish I would ever be that good.
And support liberty-minded candidates. Please take the time to keep an eye on our efforts and even give us a hand at clarkgop.org. We are the proud parents in the rebirth of liberty. Like all good parents, we are cautious, protective, and even worried about our child's future. Just like parenthood, patience and planning are what we need most moving forward. As good parents, we depend on each other to make sure our movement grows strong and influences those individuals who are not with us yet. It is in our hearts and minds where the hope for a free and prosperous society exists. Our future still remains unwritten, and our words can never be stripped from history. Thank you.